he had to do yesterday, and he stepped up big for us.
I get row 4 to our left.
Coach Pitino has a chance to make history tomorrow by winning another title with a different school here. What would that mean for you guys to help them reach that milestone?
It'll be great, just because we know how much a single game means to Coach P, let alone a championship. So, we got to go out there and continue to play our hardest, give it our all. It's our last game, so we got to just leave it out on the court, and it'll be a great, milestone for him, but it'll be a great milestone for us also.
Mike?
Can you explain what Coach Pitino taught you about defense since you got here? Maybe the most important thing is he's taught us about how to be great.
Well, before I got here, I really didn't play a lot of defense. In high school, they make you play a lot of offense, especially, for me. And once I got here, I learned that defense is what's going to keep you on the court. You can be the most talented scorer, but if you don't play defense, you're not going to play. And I learned that very quickly here. He taught us how to move our feet, read the press, the scouting reports really helped us out because we knew where to make steals and, where to be in the right place at the right time. I think that really helped me out a lot and helped me get a lot of my steals, was just, looking at the scouting, being in the right place at the right time. And he told me just use my quickness on the ball, not to reach as much on the ball, and get steals off the ball. And I think that's really been a big thing for me.
Right here in front.
You heard Rick and they refer to you as Peyton. He's a coach. Or he's going to be a coach or something. What is that? I'm not coach.
I'm not going to be a coach.
You're not going to be a coach.
No, I couldn't do it.
So why would he say that about you?
Well, on the court, he gives me the range to, call out plays. Sometimes he'll call out a play and I kind of like brush him off and run something I see out there because I'm out there and he doesn't really see the things that we see.
What if you done that as a freshman, if you brushed him off? Would you have accepted that?
I wouldn't have played. I did play. But now that I'm a senior, we have that relationship where, I know what's going on out there. I see different plays that he doesn't see. And, he allows me to go out there and be the coach on the floor. Basically, I'm the second eyes. And, but as far as coaching-wise, I definitely couldn't do that. It's too stressful. It's too
yes,
much.
to our left.
Hey, Mr. McGarry has been one of the most impressive players in the tournament. How important is it going to be for you to match him physically, and what role will experience play in that matchup?
Well, he's playing perfect. There's no denying that. He's, a tough guy. I call him a Van Treese, more offensive-minded kind of guy, but he's playing out of his mind right now. We got to do a collective job as a team to keep him off the glass, keep him from catching the ball, and just Gordy has to step up, and I think Gordy will be ready tomorrow to accept that challenge. He's done a great job of accepting all the challenges that have been thrown his way.
Middle row 4 here.
Thank you. Could you share with us maybe some of the things that you guys talked about either last night or this morning after the game, some of the things that stood out to the players, some of the things that you guys maybe want to change for tomorrow night? Could you just give us a sense of how you guys all debriefed and decompressed after the game and what you talked about?
Well, we do this thing after every game. We haven't done it throughout the tournament really lately, but Coach P does this good, bad, and ugly game. With the games, the good plays, the bad plays, and ugly plays. And for some reason, every game we have about 2 good clips of good plays and then about 50 bad clips of bad plays. And we could win by 30 and everything would be bad. And I don't know, I don't get it sometimes, but today we watched all the bad clips of just our defense.
How many bad?
Part of the whole game was bad, according to him. And so it was pretty. We watched what we could have done, what we could have done better. Wichita State was a great team, great defensive team. They did, everything right against us and, really took us out of the game. We couldn't make shots. Luckily for Luke and Tim, really stepped up big, and Montrez and Shane came to play, and they really pulled us out on yesterday. And, for us, we just, talked about our defensive rotations, talked about our defensive stance, and, this is the second game that, we really didn't play that great defensively. Oregon, we didn't play that great defensively, and Wichita State, we didn't play that great defensively. And we got to do a better job of making rotations, making a better job of staying in our defensive stands, and making the right plays.